girlfriend.
You know what the issue with this microphone?
Right?
I hope you're not recording that because I'm
No,
going to get fucking killed.
I would never hit
Put
record
it-
without telling you.
Oh, okay. That's good.
Yeah, he definitely would. That's his forte over there. Is
Yeah, I like to
hitting record
get
without.
that button hot before everybody's ready.
Mm.
Okay, I think we're all right. I apologize for any background noise, people, but this is like a...
Oh, so you hit record already.
Yeah.
Oh, good
But
job.
this is
Thanks,
an
bud.
impromptu
Oh, yeah.
podcast. We're sitting here at Windy Brew with Danny Boy and our brewer, our Pertnear brewer, Rusty,
Hey, bud.
Mr. Russ Henches.
Yeah.
Are you nervous?
This is like the first legit podcast I feel like I've been on.
So you're
But
nervous.
it's a little bit, but it's a
I
good
can
thing
see
I
you-
got beer.
You got the Zayler shakes right now.
No way. Not even close.
It was.
I'm going to tell you, I'm pretty impressed that you have a damn clue what you're doing back there in the kitchen.
Why? It's not that hard.
My head's spinning. There's a lot going on.
There's 0% chance I could make anything worth ever tasting if I was to try and do this all over again.
Right.
Really, it's not that bad, honestly. Pick it up 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
Write some directions down and have at it.
Yeah. So we're just gonna shoot the shit here for a few minutes. I want to talk about what we just did. We just brewed a beer.
Yep.
And if you listen to this, you probably follow us on social media and probably saw us doing it on Labor Day night. So we're up here. Russ actually is a friend of ours. Russ went to school with Danny. You guys are very good friends. Played sports together. All that good stuff, right? I mean, you guys were
Yeah.
tight.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I met you, Russ, through Danny.
Yeah. No, that's a lie. You met me through Donnie.
Well, I met you through Donnie, but with Danny. What's
Which
the
one
beeper
is that?
going off? I don't know. What are we cooking?
Oh,
It had
that's
to
the
be only
friggin-
5
Oh,
minutes.
son of a biscuit.
Son of a
I'll just
bitch.
turn it off.
No, it's fine.
No, you're good.
No,
Pause.
Russ, it's fine, Russ.
No,
You're
I'll be
ruined.
quick
This
because-
podcast is fucked. This is your first podcast.
It's already over.
Yeah.
No, it's fine because it's the thing I forgot.
Oh man.
And I just never
It's
turned
fine.
off the
Just
stop
relax, Russ. You're tense right now. You're
watch.
tense.
Not tense.
Put your headset on.
I
Relax.
finally get to drink beer, so I'm
I know.
happy.
So just quick rundown on you, your background. We haven't really had you on here yet. You were on
No.
our first Pertnear Pint Night.
Yeah,
during
that was
quarantine, and that was a long time ago. I don't really remember that.
That was a
So,
train wreck.
That was a
It
train wreck.
was.
We didn't know what we were doing.
It was bad.
It was
But you
bad.
couldn't look away.
No, it was like one of those things. You just had to watch it.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So give us a rundown.
Of
How tall are you?
6 foot.
6 foot. Do you like long walks on the beach?
I like long walks in the woods with my dog. Pepper.
Pepper,
Rescue pup.
salt.
Salt. No salt.
No salt, just pepper.
Just pepper.
That's how you roll. So how the hell did you get going? I know you gave Danny and I kind of the rundown, but how the hell did you end up brewing beer here?
So this is, COVID was kind of like a blessing and a curse in a disguise, I guess. As bad as that's going to sound, I'm sure for people. So I was working a lot of hours here at Windy after my school hours, of course. And then, I asked Bill if I could do some experimental batches on the 20-gallon system. He said, yeah, sure. So I started that, and I did that for like 2 weeks. And then Bill cut his finger off, basically. He's healing now. And then I got bumped up to the big system, and that was kind of a big deal because I'd never done it. And as you guys could see, it's quite overwhelming from what
there's
I've
a lot
heard.
going on, yeah.
So yeah, I did that for 1 or 2 weeks, and Bill was supposed to come back, and then he had a golf cart accident and broke his femur, or no, not his femur, his fibula plateau. I don't know. It's big. He's got like 27.
It's a serious injury.
Yeah, he's got like 27 bolts in his leg now.
Yeah.
So that was mid-June, and I've been brewing almost 3 days a week, 12 to 14 hours a day. Double batches.
You learn that
hopping.
pretty quick when you're doing it that much.
Yeah. I think when I started, I was going like Monday through Wednesday, and now I can go. With school starting, I'm gonna have to go a little more on the weekend, but it's kind of nice. They give me the leeway because, I'm kind of like the only option right now, unless someone wants to step up and do
It's
something. But
certainly a great opportunity for you to learn how to do something that, you never probably would have.
oh no,
If I would have asked you a year ago, would you be brewing beer at Windy Brew, you would have been like, no, I don't.
I'd probably just tell you I'd be on the custom brew system with you guys or with
Right,
my
making
dad or
something
something,
small
making
batch,
something
yeah.
small.
Yeah.
It's I mean, we did 70 some gallons. I think we got about 75 gallons tonight, which is like a small batch for that system, but
Yeah.
you know, it's still pretty
For us, for
intense.
our first run at doing a beer, that's
And
plenty. Like,
Yeah.
we're fired
Oh,
up
yeah.
about it.
yeah. I will say, whoever voted for IPA though, that listens to your podcast, you're a bunch of jerks. I was
Which is
looking.
the majority of
I was.
people. So
I was.
thanks for-
I,
Yeah,
it's okay.
yeah.
They'll live.
Yeah.
I honestly was kind of looking forward to doing a really cool stout with you guys. I had something lined up, but
Hopefully we'll
I'm gonna.
get to that. That's what
know.
when me, you, and Sarah sat down. I don't know I don't know how it all came about, but you mentioned to me back in maybe
Well, it was
May.
the chicken barbecue.
Oh yeah.
And what
the
had
chicken
happened
barbecue, yeah.
was, I had just taken over like the Instagram page for here, like fully, and I was like, man, I always think about like a Pertnear Porter or a Pertnear Pale Ale. I got to reach out to Billy. And then like it just happened. Like I had been thinking about that for a little bit and I forgot about it because I got busy. And then you pulled in to that chicken barbecue like, I want some beer. And I'm like, all right, here you go. And then you called me and were like, hey, I want to do a beer. I'm like, let's do it. I've been thinking about it for a long time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, super excited to do the collaboration with you guys. It's you
Yeah.
know, something.
Yeah, it's an
Been
awesome
looking forward to
opportunity. And we were trying to figure something out to do we took a lot of enjoyment from doing the fundraiser we did in the spring with NWTF with our contest, our turkey shooting contest, and we just had a ton of fun with that and felt really good about donating that money to NWTF, especially with everything that's going on. All these organizations. I was saying it back then just because it felt like the right thing to say because banquets are being canceled and stuff, but we're 6 months into this entire deal here, and these organizations need our help significantly. So you reaching out to me, and you guys here at Windy Brew have done this before, where you do collaborations with people to raise money for nonprofits or for causes.
Yeah,
So it kind of worked out perfectly for us.
Our flagship beer, the PTSD, that Bill kind of built this whole organization around. We give $1 from every pint and can sale to Pets for Vets, where basically they're going to take a veteran and they're going to match him up with a rescue animal, and kind of just like it's more of a therapy animal
It's a therapeutic
sometimes.
thing, yeah.
But most of the time it's just for comfort, and if we can help out people that have helped us out and give us the opportunity to do what we've been doing, it's you always feel good. And then we did the All Together, which other half put out, and it was like kind of, I don't remember if it was supposed to go to first hospitality workers or something, but what we did was we went and donated that to the people that helped Bill when he got broken. In a short way of saying that.
Yeah.
I think it was Sheldon Fire Hall or something along those lines. I don't remember specifically. It was like 2 months ago. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that money, it's not foreign to you guys to
No.
brew a beer,
without a doubt.
work with some sort of common cause,
Yeah.
fundraiser or whatever to donate. So that's where it lined up perfectly with what we're trying to do. So as we roll into fall, we're all thinking about deer and organizations that we can help support. So, I'm kind of narrowing it down. I've had a couple of conversations on the phone. I think we're going to do the local QDMA. We're going to donate to them, and then also to the venison donation program, the New York venison donation program. So I'm learning a little bit about that. That's new to me, but I'd seen it before. But QDMA works pretty closely with them, so I figured it'd be a good opportunity to give back, especially in the times we're in right now. There's a lot of people that are struggling financially and trying to figure out how they're going to put food on the table. And us as hunters, it's something I haven't done, but it's something that I entertain the idea of, that if I can shoot a deer this year and I can donate it to a venison donation program. And a lot of what was explained to me, and I'll eventually get somebody on here from the venison donation program, but they actually, a lot of the fundraising that goes on actually helps to pay for the processing of the meat, because that's the big piece of it is you shoot a deer, you take it to a processor, they might be participating in that program, but there's still an expense to that. So that's where that works and how it works there. Danny, your fuzzies.
I liked right where that was too.
So you can't.
Yeah.
So you got to send that to go get processed. Did you read that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's not the right timing for that, Russ.
That was
What are you
pretty
talking
funny
about?
though.
It's triggering.
Yeah.
Put that,
No, it wasn't that. No.
now
Did you
you're
read
gonna get my blood pressure up?
What blood pressure? Don't
Social
worry about
media
it. So,
Jesus, sir.
so do you can't quarter it up yourself? You have to take it to someone to get processed.
Yeah, you have to. I'll look into that. I don't know those exact
Yeah.
details, but I'm pretty sure you have to take the full deer. You cannot be processed. It can't be cut up at all. It has to go in order to be donated for someone else to consume.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know for myself, like I tend to curb the deer I take based on what I'm going to eat. So if I start finding people or places where I can I've known of the deer donation program, but I've never known where I could go take it, things like that. So if we start publicizing that and start letting people know where they can take their deer, more likely to fill my tags, and like that's what conservation is all about. We just have a lot of deer here in New York, so it's about getting the population down so we have a healthy population around here and things along those lines.
It's an opportunity to help. That's what it's all about. So we're finding the groove there with that, and so that's what we're doing with brewing the beer. We're looking to have some fun with it. So obviously, you know, we're all about having fun here at Pertnear Outdoors and building the community. So it's just another opportunity to connect everybody together, and we're gonna do. So we're brewing this. This is the 7th of September.
Almost the 8th.
Almost the 8th. Yeah.
Jesus.
They're an hour away from the 8th.
Pertnear 4 hours past Billy's bedtime.
Oh, it's bad. Yeah, it's not gonna be a good night. But anyway, so we're gonna have a release party here on the 30th.
Yes.
I think we were talking 5 to 8:30 is going to be the window that we'll be here.
Yeah, I'll discuss that with the powers that be.
And we'll post something on social media. We'll create like an event, you know, so that everybody who's following along with us knows when we're doing it exactly. But
could we call it the Exploding Ankles IPA, Billy?
That'd be fun.
Bring up
not
some
everybody knows
memories.
that story.
Oh, that was a great story.
It is a great story.
You're a trooper, I'll tell you that.
Yep.
If anyone wants to know, Billy is one of the hardest-nosed persons and most stubborn.
Biggest nose person.
Biggest nose, hardest head, stubborn.
Slippery slope there, Russ.
Yeah, I know. I was struggling there.
Yeah.
That was like a mile ski back after you blew them up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I fractured both my heels.
That was
in Colorado. When Russ and I went on our first trip to Colorado.
That's kind of when you sealed the deal with Sarah.
Yeah, it was all
so
worth it at the end of the day.
100%.
I mean,
that's how
you
I
met
got a
your
wife out of it.
You got 2 kids out of it.
Yeah, it's great. I don't sleep anymore. It's awesome.
Hey, man, you chose that.
Yeah, it's the life you choose.
I also did state, hey, Bill, these jumps are a little bigger than New York. You might want to not do that.
So what Russ is alluding to, so we went on a trip. I was after my now wife Sarah for about 4 or 5 months. I was hot on her. I was rutting.
You were rutting.
I was chasing.
Trying
but
to
she was running hard. Like I couldn't catch up to her.
Well, she did run cross country for this.
She
in
did.
One
She was
state.
good. She was a good runner. Used to could. So then Russ and I and Sarah, we go to Colorado to visit my brother-in-law, my now brother-in-law Donnie, whom I played baseball with in college, and Danny and Russ grew up with. So we go out there to visit Donnie, and we go skiing, and we're at Keystone, and it's like the last day of the trip, and we're at the
no, it was the last day of my trip.
last day of
I was
last
leaving.
Ski day.
Yeah, it was last ski day. You guys were staying for like 3 more days, I want to say.
That was plenty of time. Yeah.
Yeah. You
On
had
crutches.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
so
I ended up being on crutches. So it's like towards the end of the day, we skied hard at Arapahoe Basin in the morning, and then we
That
went
was fun.
to Keystone. They had some sort of deal where you could ski Arapahoe
it was like
and then go to
the
Keystone.
Epic Mix Pass.
Yeah.
Because we also were getting pictures everywhere, so we were acting like idiots, and they were
Yeah.
making fun of us. We
It
were
was
like,
great.
whatever, screw you guys.
We're having fun.
Yeah,
God
exactly.
forbid we have fun.
Heaven
you know?
forbid.
So we go, and it's right towards the end of the day, and Russ and I go to the train park, and that's what I did growing up. We skied freestyle stuff here at Bristol Mountain, which is far cry from what you run into at
like a
Keystone.
quarter.
And we get out there, and I hit all the rails, and I do just fine on the rails, and I'm feeling my oats. And we come up to these.
Feeling your oats
They
is an
got
understatement.
they're booters. They're 2 big jumps at the end. And we come up to them, and Russ is looking at me, and he's like, "Dude, this is too big, buddy." And I'm like, "Oh man, I got it. You know, I got it."
Mind you, the starting where everyone else was starting had to be about 20 yards behind where
Further.
Billy was like,
Speed.
my oats are coming out now. And then, yeah, you made the first one.
I made the first one fine, but I was rolling the windows down hard. So I go to hit the lip of that first jump, and these things are perfect. These jumps are they're world-class jumps. and I hit this thing, and all I see when I'm taking off of it is just Rocky Mountains. There's nothing on the other side. It's just Rocky Mountains.
Did you hear John Denver in the background?
Yeah. God damn you, John Denver. It's full of shit. So I go off. I'm just rolling the windows down. I land that first jump, and I just speed checked a couple times.
Too many.
Too many. You got to carry your speed into that second jump. And I went off the second one and just perfect. Launched me straight in the air. And I came right down the knuckle. And it was just pack ice.
And it was just like
shit winter.
You took about 2 yards after that, and it was like someone just shot you right in the fucking.
Down like a ton of bricks. My skis didn't come off. Both skis stayed on. And I just curled off to the side. And so yeah, I ended up skiing all the way back to base. That was
you took the longest way possible.
That was like a mile. It was about a mile.
And then the old guy at the base.
He's like, "Oh,
I've done that. I exploded my Achilles."
Yeah, it sounds like you tore your Achilles. I'm like, dude, why would you ever say that? Like, that's the worst injury ever to recover from. But I was fine. And Sarah came walking down. She'd been at the bar drinking. You know, I'm like, there's the love of my life that just has no care about me.
Well, you actually, I think, once you got in the ambulance and got over there, I think Donnie went over there, and you finally had some stones and were like, Donnie.
No, that's not how it
Wasn't
happened.
that how? No, that's what I was told.
That's not how it happened.
I know Sarah got lost. If everyone could see my finger quotes.
I was getting loaded in the back of the ambulance at the base of Keystone. Anybody who's ever skied at Keystone, there's one main base where the village comes out to the main gondola that takes the top.
And we're all screaming for you.
And everybody's like, "Oh, look at Billy! He's getting loaded in the ambulance." Like I was expecting sympathy, and everybody's freaking ripping on me.
Yeah, there was no sympathy.
And they close the doors of the ambulance, and off I go. You know. And so I'm sitting, and Donnie came with me, like the good friend he is.
No, I think
he drove there.
I think he drove there, yeah.
Yeah, met me over there. So we're sitting in the emergency room at the Keystone Ski Resort. They have emergency room there, which tell you something. So I'm sitting there, and sure as shit, in comes Sarah. And right from that point, I was like, I got her. Fucking got her.
Yeah, because me and Colin were flying around. She got
lost.
She got lost, but she magically ended up at the hospital. I was like, what the hell?
She was thinking nonstop about me. She couldn't stop.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. That could be the beer talking, but I'm pretty sure that's
the beer you've had 4. I was only giving you mini cups, and then you stole the big boy cup.
Whoa. Don't say that. It's voluntarily. Yeah.
Commandeered
anyways,
cup.
Those are my love stories.
That was a great story, though.
And you don't want to hear how the conversation went with Donnie because it's not important for this podcast. The conversation went great, but what led to it, I don't want to discuss. So that's we're going to leave that right there.
We're going to leave that alone.
Yeah. So anywho, how do we? We brewed some beer.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for it.
Where do we go from here?
What kind? All right. So what kind of beer is it?
So it's an American IPA. It's going to be a double. We're going to double dry hop it over the next 10 days. We used unmalted wheat, so it's going to be hazy like you asked for. We used Citra Mosaic and Cascade, so it's going to have a nice juicy taste because you're kind of a basic white girl.
Yeah.
I'm
not going to lie.
You know.
So is Danny. Why are you looking at me?
Because you're the one that came to me first. But yeah, that's okay.
It's about drinkability. I didn't want something I can...
You are a constant
I have not touched this mic.
So the microphone needs to be up and straight in front of your face.
Okay. Well, that's not conducive to
I'm getting
drinking.
made fun of it.
I'm trying to drink
for
here.
my first podcast yet. My mic hasn't.
Yeah, you're okay. I mean, yours is out a little bit, but you got a
huge
beard like Yosemite Sam, you know.
I'm trying to have some drinks here, and I'm like, what am I? How am I supposed
to?
So
you swing the mic up because you're not talking when you're drinking. See, this is stuff.
This is great.
Somebody Venmo'd me. Who Venmo'd me at freaking 10:30 at night? Oh.
Okay. All right. I can do this swinging. This is
a
little better.
Is that better?
It's a little better. You didn't teach me. You got to teach me these things.
Dude, you sound terrific now. Look at how far we've come. We've come from, truck podcasts with you holding the Zoom recorder with the microphone on it, trying to direct it at your mouth.
Yeah, I know. I'm pretty interested in how our podcasts in the truck on the way to our Pennsylvania hunt go this year because it's going to be
yeah, we need to buy 2
audio
more
is going to be pretty good.
We need 2 more headsets.
Yeah. We can work on that.
Yeah. Profits. We need profits.
Hashtag net loss.
Hashtag net loss. We are so far in the red.
Yeah.
It's
so much.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not good.
So what
Can't
you're
wait
saying
to
is
see our
CFO
tax return.
this whole
Our tax return is going to look great
this
this year.
collaboration donation is
Yeah.
really going to go to Pertnear Outdoors, so you
No,
guys can
no, we don't need
get
it.
more stuff.
No, it's not what it's about. So we have a hazy, hoppy,
Juicy,
American juicy IPA. double
dry,
IPA.
Ooh.
double dry hopped.
So I'm gonna post this towards the end of this week, just as like a little bonus episode, and we need your names. So we're gonna make a choice. We're gonna narrow it down to 4 names by the end of next weekend. So next weekend is the
12th.
12th.
11th, 12th.
So we're gonna narrow it down by the end of next weekend, and we're gonna have 4 names, and we're gonna do a little social media polls, and we'll narrow it down to a final name, and we'll let everybody know what the final name is of the beer, and then on the 30th we'll have that to roll out, and we'll have a little prize.
So
pack.
are we rolling it out on the 30th, saying like, oh, this is the name, or are you going to
No,
be like, oh, here's a
We'll
week
say
ahead?
we'll say once we have it picked, we'll say what the name is, and and then we can start talking about it like it's a real thing and not like a.
It is a real thing.
It
It's
is.
in the fermenter
It
right
is,
now
yeah.
working. It's probably going to explode.
I smelt it. It was good.
It's going to be delicious.
I really wanted to taste it today.
Do-
I couldn't.
It's not. But it's not going to.
I know. I don't care.
It'll give you
I
the
just-
slurry in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd be like,
When I make wine, I just like want a little taste here and there.
dude, you've been having little sippy cups all night.
Yeah, it's been
Yeah, how
great.
many sippy cups? You're over here busting my balls about how many beers I've drank.
I think
Don't
he's at
worry
like
about how many
6 or
beers I've
7.
drank.
Oh, he's at
So,
a baker's
you think he's at
dozen.
more? Really?
Oh, yeah.
6 or 17.
Have I been not paying attention?
Yeah, you've been
oh wait,
working.
because I've been
Yeah,
working.
there's
correct.
there's been a few of those.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, you know.
So what do you got going this fall for hunting, Rusty?
Oh Jesus.
You're big into waterfowl.
Yeah. Yep.
Are you going to do some of that?
Grand
Hopefully.
Island, right?
Grand Island. Yeah, we were up at Grass Island, hunting with my buddy Ryan. My buddy Andy too. He's got a dog. It's kind of nice. You don't have to go in the water and get it. I never
The
hunted.
dogs go in the river?
Yeah, it's so where Grass Island is. It's
I've been
calmer
there.
where
I've
we
fished
were.
around it.
So like we were like in it essentially.
In Grass Island.
Yeah, like there's
You
like a
get
little
right up in there.
Yeah, there's like a little cove you can
Yeah,
hang
yeah.
out on.
I've been in that. I've fished it.
It's
It was-
not. There's
it's-
a lot of houses there. It's not.
No.
like-
They're far apart.
Danny, come on.
Okay.
No, they're
Alright.
super far
Well,
apart.
that's
You're all
fine.
right. But no, it was really nice watching a dog work. Like I've always appreciated it, but I've never got to see it firsthand.
Yeah.
And Chief did a great job. Like he was a little slow to start because he was cold because Andy was a jerk and forgot his life jacket or
Oh, that's
neoprene
nice.
vest. Yeah, it was great. But yeah,
So what do you take a boat out there?
yep. Take a boat out. It's got, we got a blind off the side of it.
There's a guy selling a boat down on Dutch Hollow. Camo boat. You see that?
On a pontoon boat. Is it a
3,000.
pontoon boat?
Nope.
$3,000. What is it? Like a little dinghy?
Yeah, it's a metal.
Oh, I'm
boat.
sure that's
There's a dude that's got a. I was down in Small Boat Harbor this weekend. There's a guy
You're
that's
down
got
there for
a.
the Trump parade, weren't
Well, of
you?
course.
Goddamn right.
Hell yeah. America.
America.
Flat bottom boat
Yep.
with a roof on it. He's got a front perch where like that you could like fish off with fishing seats, but it's all camoed out, and he's got decoys on top of that boat out of the Small Boat Harbor, and I'm like, where is he hunting ducks?
Anywhere
like
on the
is he?
river.
Well,
He
so
go out
that's
Lake
what I'm
Erie.
wondering. He's taking a flat bottom boat down the Niagara River.
It's a pontooner?
No, flat bottom, like a flat
Like
bottom.
a John boat?
Yes. Yes. Probably
Yo, there's some
like
crazy guys,
18-footer.
honestly.
It's got a roof.
No way.
It's dude, you have got to see.
You want to drive that thing on the freaking
the-
Niagara.
where's he? Where else is he hunting boat? Where's he hunting
Go
birds?
up to Beaver Island.
Yeah, but to your point, to Danny's point, he's got to drive from.
He's to get to
Small Boat
Beaver.
Harbor.
He's got to drive past
Oh,
the Peace Bridge.
Jesus.
He's got to drive right down the center
Maybe he's
of the
going,
Niagara
maybe he's
River.
staying like right around there then.
Maybe, yeah. When I first got my boat, I was fearless, like going down the river, and now I'm freaked right. I don't know why, but I'm like freaked out now. I want nothing to do with going underneath the Peace Bridge and going up the river. It's just or down the river. It's hairy.
Have
Have you ever done it on a boat?
No.
your dad put the fear in you, didn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, that one time I almost sank the boat, and I forgot to put the plug in the boat.
Oh, way to go, Bill.
Yeah, so I take Dad and Joel out. It's like the first spring that I've got my the boat that I have now, which whole nother story. How much time we got?
6 seconds.
I'm gonna run over and just open it up. You guys can keep talking.
So listen to this, Danny. The story about me almost sinking the boat in Lake Erie is pretty funny. I forgot to put the plug in. It was my first time out.
Yeah, the bass boat, right?
No, this was with.
Oh, this was a new one.
With the SSV.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, that's nice.
Yeah, that is
background
nice.
noise is gone. We're good. So I forgot to put the plug in. It's like end of April, and I'm telling Dad and Joel, I'm like, they've never been on Lake Erie, never been on Lake Ontario, never been on a big lake. I'm like, you guys gotta come up here. It's trophy bass, or maybe it was end of May, whatever. It was either end of April, end of May, and it's water's cold. The water's like 40 degrees, 45 degrees. I'm like, you guys gotta come up here. It's bass season. We can get out, or I don't know if it's trophy bass season, whatever. Not important in the story. What's important is it's cold, and I didn't put the plug in. So we're almost to leave the small boat harbor, and we're just idling because there's no wake all the way out. We get to the break wall where you can head out to get going. We're come around that last break wall, and I mash the throttle, and nothing happens.
Oh boy.
Yeah, nothing happens. Now I look back to Dad, and I just picked it up in the marina the day before, and I'm like, flip the engine cover, see what's going on. So Dad flips the engine cover, and there's water right to the floor, and it's just there's water flying everywhere. And I look over, and Joel's in the passenger seat, right to the left of me, and my dad's in the back, and Joel's eyes are like as big as freaking, they're huge, like as big as softballs. He's like, holy fuck, he's like freaking out, and Dad's in the back, and Dad's like, his first instinct is he threw his coffee out of his coffee cup, he had a styrofoam coffee cup,
Started bailing.
started bailing water, like flip the bilge. I turned the bilge on, I turned the boat around. We're just idling because the boat will not go over idle, and I just keep going. We get back to the boat launch, and they're holding onto the boat at the dock, and the bilge is still going. Dad's bailing, and I'm just running. I sprint, and at this point, like,
Got lucky it wasn't a busy day.
Right, they had the whole parking lot. Like nothing's there. It's early. None of the docks are nothing. So my truck is like a quarter mile away. So I run back to my truck, come back, and I back my truck in.
Oh, this is
the
before
boat
they
out.
changed the launches too.
It's all over by
yeah.
Charlie.
Oh yeah,
where,
I know what you're talking about.
So I pull the boat.
It's an
out.
extra half mile probably from the parking lot
So
to the launch than it is now.
Fast. Drain it out, and so this is before we haven't even gone out on the lake yet. So then we put the plug in, we drain it, everything's fine, everybody's calmed down. So I'm like, well, let's go fishing. So we go down to Seneca Shoal, don't catch a thing, to go into
Myers Reef.
No, we didn't go down as far as Myers Reef. We went in towards like Woodlawn, towards the bar there, and then we ended up. I'm like, well, let me take you guys down the river. Like, that's a cool experience. I'll take you guys down the river. So Dad and Joel, like, they don't know what to expect, and we go past the lighthouse out there, the pump house.
Yeah.
And the current like really picks up.
Oh yeah.
And we go right underneath the bridge, and we're heading towards Tonawanda. And they are just both freaking out. Like, turn this fucking thing around. Turn it around. So I turn it around, and we're right back up, right into the current now. That was not a good experience at all. But you're probably right. That's probably what has caused me to second guess my journeys up and down the river there. Because that current is crazy.
And you didn't like driving your boat back up
I didn't
the current
mind it at the time. I was like,
oh, okay.
But now I don't know if it's because I'm a dad and I'm like freaking scared of everything or what it is. I don't know.
My in-laws, they go do it all the time.
Oh, I know.
They go down to Tonawanda from Small Boat Harbor, and that's just their thing. They go to the river down there, and they have great boat trips. But like, I don't know.
It's just getting through that one stretch from the bridge to.
You remember that day we were bass fishing too, and we came around the point of the river, and we were in 3 feet of water, going about 30 miles an hour.
Yeah, you weren't too happy.
No, I didn't really care that much. It wasn't my boat.
Yeah, but
I looked down and I saw the depth finder, and I was like, "Hey, Billy."
I just hit the trim. I just trimmed her up a little bit. Just hammer down.
You might want to look at that.
Yeah. So where I was getting to with this whole story is that Jimbo pulled my boat out for me the other day, last week. So it's been at Howlett's all summer on Canisius, and I had a jerry-rigged cover over the top of I took my actual boat cover. That's like a universal boat cover because they didn't have a cover for that hoist. So because I was going to leave it there, I just strung that cover up, and it was working pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, a week and a half ago, we had those crazy storms come through, and they just destroyed my cover that was over the top of the hoist. In my boat, I left my plug in, so my boat was full of water to the fucking floor. So Jimbo Pertnear killed himself trying to get the boat lowered. For some reason, he was doing it all by himself because it was him and Martha, and they got the newborn.
Yeah.
And so he's down there all by himself. Martha left, from what I believe, to go to the boat launch. And gets down there and realizes how much of an issue he's got. So he turns the bilge pump on, and I think he pulled a drain plug maybe. But there's a ton of water in there, so it's draining. And so he's going to let the boat down. He's ready to go. He's going to let the boat down. Well, he's inside the boat, and he pulls the little bar that's on the wheel that spins to lower the lift. And he just didn't think about it, and he just flipped the bar down and just let it freewheel. And this thing's spinning, going down and hitting him. And the thought crosses his mind, is this bad? I shouldn't let it freewheel like this. So he stuck his hand out.
Oh, boy.
To try to grab it. And I guess it came across and just smoked his knuckles, bam, 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 just hammer. Luckily, it didn't take his fingers off.
Yeah.
But he just smashed his knuckles, and then so he said he couldn't move his hand for 30 minutes. So by the time he got back to the boat launch, had loaded the boat up, and he didn't even have enough strength in his hand to ratchet the boat down to the trailer. Yeah. So that boat's now paid for. Thank you, Lord Jesus. Because now I've already gone through one motor. I've tried to sink it in Lake Erie. I sank it essentially on a lift. I'm a problem.
Yeah.
I'm a boat owner. Bust out another $1,000. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know how you got it paid for.
It's been a long road.
Yeah.
I just kept throwing money at it. If you throw money at something long enough, it'll go away.
I should learn from your expeditions, but I still want a boat. Someday.
One for sale down the street.
Oh, yeah.
Metal dinghy. I just told you.
Oh,
I got mine. You can have one of them.
nah.
Hey, 15 minutes, Russ. I don't think I'm ready to talk for 15 minutes more. What do you got? What do you got coming this deer season, buddy?
I don't know. I'm gonna look at my camera right now. Well, I gotta move some stands because I did nothing for a while there.
Yeah.
Pertaining to hunting. Oh, just a doe.
You're running a spy point camera.
Yeah, I got two actually. The one's about to die though, so I got to get on that. They weren't working well for the first month or so for some reason. I don't know if it was just batteries are dying or what. But the one's starting to work now. I got to go fill the one tomorrow probably.
What do you guys got around your house? You're hunting 30
I got about
acres?
46 I have access to.
Nice.
I can squeeze over to the neighbors if they're not there. They allow me to hunt there. That's about 100. That's pretty nice. I did a lot of apple cutting this year because I had a lot of success when I first started hunting over there on a couple apple trees that were younger. And that's where I saw a lot of my biggest bucks. Granted, I didn't meet them. Obviously, I don't have wall hangers. I have one. But yeah, I did that. I tried doing the plot that you guys were talking about. Just ran out of time. Yeah, it wasn't that it didn't take. I just didn't. I ran out of time. I literally went on vacation at the worst time possible. I mean, it was a great time. I went up to Maine, had a blast up there. But at the same time, it was I had that vacation, and then I took a bike trip, and then I had a coach's trip for football, and yeah, it just ran out of time.
Not enough time.
Yeah.
You'll be fine.
I'm not.
You don't need food. We have enough food around here. We don't got to worry about it.
Yeah, I'm not worried. It is nice, though, because that landowner did give me, permission to just go ahead, do what you want, make it happen.
That's awesome.
And, he's, as long as I help him out, it's a great thing to have.
Especially up by you. You guys got a lot of, there's kind of pockets of hardwoods surrounded by ag for the most part.
Yeah, it's really nice. kikers down there just grow my deer, and then they sneak up to the.
And there are
the sleeping
huge
area.
chunks of ag around there.
Oh my God! Between
just north of your property.
yeah, Earth and Ryeline.
Yep.
Ryline's always pumping out
Yeah,
monsters.
Good deer. Yeah. Shouldn't be saying these road names. It don't matter. It's all family-owned, blocked up stuff.
Yeah.
Somebody wants to be like that, you know.
Yeah, that's not. I'm
Bullis
not,
Road there,
I've
too.
had one person like run up on me like that where they came across me and I was like, "Hey, you know where you are?" "Yeah, I'm on so and so's property." And I'm like, "No, you're about 100 yards wrong." "Well, that's my stand." I go, "No. That's my stand." Good try.
Yeah.
That's where I'm heading. But yeah, I mean, it's a good spot to be in. That pond helps a little bit, but not as much as you would think,
Yeah.
which is weird.
It's funny how a generation removed, like that's all it took for that landowner thing to kind of take place. Like it was like not even a generation ago, where
Just free for all,
yeah,
right?
Mm-hmm.
it's
Yeah,
where it didn't even matter if that was your stand. Like I know Jimmy John over there, and
Yeah.
he says I can hunt here,
yeah,
and
all
now
right.
it is completely flip flopped.
Yeah, there's
from
just
that,
so
but-
much though, like so much legality crap.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I think that's a part of it. I think that's actually, I haven't heard that said, but that's probably a huge part of it
Oh.
is, people are afraid of somebody getting hurt and
Well, that's the one thing.
suing
Like,
them. But then the other side of it is just antlers. Look at that cell phone with the freaking, I've got them. You got the cell phone cameras. Like, you start seeing these deer like you do, and you just assume that you're just like, oh, that's my buck.
oh yeah,
It's not your buck.
for sure.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
But you get territorial, and then it's like, well, now that you know what's there, you don't want so-and-so Jimmy
Yeah.
John coming over to hunt your
Jimmy
tree
John.
stand, Sneaky fast, but get the hell out of my spot. you know?
Yeah. Yeah, that was like the one big thing like the landowner asked me to do was, first off, he had like a dog or something dropped through the pond one winter and passed away, unfortunately. So he's got a windmill that actually like aerates the pond so it never freezes. So okay, that's cool. And he's like, "All right, I need you to put up posted signs and here's some gates." And I'm like, "Oh, okay. Like whatever you want, man." Like
Yeah.
he's like, "Just keep an eye out. Like let me know if anything's happening." And I mean, there used to be a snowmobile trail through there and everything, and now it's so crazily
Tightened
changed.
right up.
It's oof.
yeah. When I was younger, the snowmobile trails, like we used to just run right
Dude,
up
we've
through all those
run-
areas. They weren't marked or anything, but it was kind of the same thing as hunting, which is it's funny. It's all kind of coming together that way. But we used to kind of have our own local snowmobile trails that weren't really marked. We just kind of
yeah, you could
you'd
get
go
to,
here, you'd go there, and you could
come
get to
down to
this
the
trail
Pine
or that
Mounds.
trail without a problem. And now it's kind of all it's very marked and
Yeah, and if you deviate one way or the
territorial,
other,
whatever.
you see on Folsomdale Trailblazers all the time that like last year that one guy just ruined it for everyone, or 2 years ago.
Yeah, they have a lot of problems. I would not. I'm part
Yeah.
of their membership group,
Should we
but
put our face condoms on?
Do we
for
have
this?
to have them on?
I feel like I don't know. Are you gonna post it?
Should I
well,
not post
that's probably why he's taking the picture.
We
Sure.
should probably.
I have mine. We have.
I,
it? Yeah,
I gotta put. Hang on.
this is horseshit. But, hey, look at how big my...
Glad we got the edit button.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, no, thank God. Yeah, it's crazy that I got to do that. Like when I start school tomorrow or in 2 days,
Yeah.
the rules are just mind blowing,
Yeah.
and we're not going there.
No, let's not. Let's not open
Let's-
that. At 40
I'm
minutes,
not-
let's not open
I'm not
that.
opening that can of
Oh,
worms.
you
no.
guys don't want to have that conversation?
Oh,
Not right
don't no.
Danny, you know I want to have that conversation, but I don't want to.
We could have that one day. We
Yeah.
should invite like Rob on this because he's probably got a different perspective. Maybe Donnie, as
Yeah.
far as that
Yeah.
goes. But that's not really hunting. So
No, well, it's okay. It doesn't have to be all about hunting. But sorry, so we're let's wrap this thing up. We're about 40 minutes. I wanted this to be a short one. So no matter what I do, if I open my mouth, it ends up being an hour-long podcast.
yeah, I
But-
don't think I've ever gotten out of your house under 30 minutes.
No, I'm a very
Yeah?
yeah. So anyway,
Sociable.
we had
person.
we had a great time tonight, Russ. Thank you
Glad.
for putting
Yeah.
this together for us and doing this.
Yeah, I'm glad I could.
Yeah.
Always looking to help you guys out. So
For sure.
you guys have done a lot for
You're
me.
part of the
so,
Pertnear Pro staff.
Yeah, I appreciate
You
that.
got me my first new bow. Remember that?
That is true.
Yeah.
What
Where
was
is that
it?
now?
It
It
was
was a
the
bear.
PSE Bow Madness.
Oh, no, you're right. It was
Yep.
PSE.
Still in my basement.
Yeah.
Because I was like, wow,
Cabela's or Dick's?
Dick's.
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 I was
Yeah.
like, that's a heavy bow, man.
You got me a good deal on that. Real good deal. So, we are going to, just in recap, send us here. We got a hazy, juicy, hoppy,
Not
American.
It won't be so much hoppy.
So much hoppy.
You won't eat the. It won't be
hazy,
eaten pines.
juicy,
Just say hazy, juicy, double dry hopped.
double
Call
dry
it
hopped
American
American
IPA.
IPA.
Call it the WAP.
Oh frick, yo! So little side note here.
What'd
I'm
you
glad.
say?
I'm so glad you have like an edit button, but like
I'm not editing anything.
so. Oh Jesus. So like think about this. So like Cardi B comes out with WAP right now. What about Fetty Wap like 2 or 3 years ago? Like was he onto something or was
Is
he
that
just?
what is WAP? Is
You don't know. You
That's-
ain't heard of
that's a-
WAP.
You don't know what WAP is?
it's
You
an
don't know what?
Italian-
Yo, you definitely have kids,
Oh,
don't you?
have kids.
Huh?
You need to
We can just edit this right out of the
What-
podcast.
when you
please.
go to-
What is this
when
like a-
you go on you
is it a
when
pop
we get
culture
when
thing?
yes when we get off it. Yeah. So we'll when we get off of this we will
That's what that means.
That's like a legit song now, and it's like blowing up.
But that's what is that? What is that all? That's stupid.
It's literally like, hey, everyone be a hooker out
That's
here.
like the #1 song in America right now.
Are you for real?
yeah,
WAP, WAP, WAP. So I don't know what it is. I've just
with my
I see it on Twitter or something.
Oh yeah, just
All right.
And you're gonna. We'll play the song for you, but you can watch the video somewhere else.
Oh, I think I've seen clips of that. I can only make it through 15 seconds of it.
Poor Sarah.
I'm just kidding, but seriously.
Is that the same length as like a buck?
So we brewed a beer. It's a juicy.
Oh,
It is a juicy, hazy American double IPA. So we're looking for your names. We're gonna do a name by the end of next week.
if any
So
of you come up
send
with
us-
WAP or
If you're listening to
deleting
this,
you.
just send us over your suggested name for an IPA for us, and we'll throw it in the hat, and we're gonna do a little contest.
Trying to get 8, 16, something along those lines.
Yeah. But we're
Do a
gonna
little
narrow it down to
bracket.
4. Me, you, and Jimmy will narrow it down to 4.
All right.
how
and
come
then
you
we'll
guys
do-
get to decide?
Because we're official. You know, we're
Oh, you're official?
owners. Yeah, I'm the only owner. But it's it's a light term. It's
Do you want me to like?
should,
I don't get a choice on that.
maybe you should be involved.
I
Well,
mean-
maybe we'll involve
No,
you.
I'm not
Yeah.
trying to force my way in here, but I'll.
You're kind of
Russ
forcing
gets
your
a
way.
I'm thinking about
There's
putting
4
my
of
nuts
us.
in your beer now.
Russ makes 4,
Russ
kind of.
makes 4. Oh, here's my wife telling me where in the F are you?
Ooh, Commander in Chief.
She's not wrong. It's late. I should
How's
be
that
home.
going for you?
Okay.
You can skip out
she
on
says
washing
late
dishes,
enough.
it's
Time
fine.
to come home.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So that means it's time to come home, Daddy. Yeah.
Oh,
And not in a good way. It's time to. I'm gonna go home and stare straight at the ceiling. That's what I'm gonna do.
yes, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Do you not touch, not shoulder,
Oh
shoulder? You
no!
don't
I
even
slide
no
right in bed, I just
toucher.
stare at the ceiling.
How
I don't
big is?
move.
Do you have a king or a queen?
I got a queen. That's a very
Oh.
personal question, Russ.
Not really,
It's a very comfortable bed.
dude. I have a queen size bed. I love it. I would definitely get a
Yeah.
king though to get some space,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and I still wouldn't have space. I bet between the dog and the girlfriend.
Yeah, when you toss a dog
Yeah.
in there, it just
All
messes
right.
everything up.
I gotta wrap this shit up. So send us.
but you
send us,
didn't.
I'm trying to, and you guys keep. You guys don't want to go home. I gotta go home.
I got
Well,
work in the
I've
morning.
gotta
Send us,
clean,
send us your
so-
beer name. September 30th. Windy Brew. We'll see you here.
Good close.
Feed 'em.
Fade them.
Feeding them.
Thanks, Rusty.
Welcome.